You're going too? It was nearly time for Trinity's first trip with Reese. She was nervous. They had a habit of bringing out the worst in each other when they were alone together. But if Trinity's favorite guard, Vincent, was coming, that changed everything. No one told you? Vincent looked confused. No one told me anyone was coming with us. This was nothing new. Trinity was often kept in the dark. It would be best for you to have a guard with you. The Alpha will be busy with meetings, and you may wish to explore the area a little, Vincent said. Trinity was so relieved. She could have kissed him. The trip was the first of several short visits to nearby packs that had sworn fealty to Reese. It was time for them to meet their new Luna. Trinity had been dreading it, but it would be so much easier to travel with Vincent joining them. Trinity's bag was packed, and she waited in the front hall with Vincent. As soon as Reese was ready, they would hit the road. Then Vincent's phone rang. Please excuse me, Luna. Trinity looked around, hoping Reese wouldn't come downstairs before Vincent came back. She got her wish as Vincent hurried back almost immediately. What's wrong, Vincent? Heather might be going into early labor. Vincent looked distressed. She's not due for another few weeks. Is she all right? Will the baby be all right? Trinity genuinely cared for Vincent and his mate, Heather. She's on her way to the Pack Hospital now. Vincent's voice was full of concern. They want to keep her overnight. Go, Vincent. Trinity did not hesitate. Werewolf pregnancies only lasted 6 months, so going into labor nearly a month early could mean that something was very wrong. But Luna... Vincent hesitated. Your mate is more important right now, Trinity said. Go. That's an order. He looked at Trinity gratefully. He could not disobey an order. Vincent ran out the door, and Trinity slowly turned toward the stairs. She was not looking forward to breaking the news to Reese. They would be traveling alone, after all. By the faintness of his scent, Trinity knew Reese wasn't in his room. He was further down the hall, behind the ornate doors that Trinity had just recently discovered with his mother. Trinity was walking softly down the hall when she heard his voice.
I'm going to be gone tonight and most of tomorrow, Mom, so I won't be able to talk to you until late tomorrow night.
His voice was gentler than Trinity had ever heard it.
I'm going to visit the other packs. I need to introduce my mate to them, he added.
Trinity knew that she shouldn't keep listening, but she so rarely heard his voice without anger and frustration. She was drawn to it.
She's a little younger than me. Pretty. In a different way than the rest of the pack. And she's smart. At least according to her cousin.
Trinity almost laughed. Reese didn't know how to compliment her without sneaking in an insult.
But she doesn't have a wolf. I'm worried she won't be strong enough to protect herself if she needs to. She can't protect the pack. I don't know what the goddess was thinking, pairing us together, he continued.
Trinity had been training to fight since she was a little girl, and Reese's words infuriated her. Of course, she could protect herself.
I just don't want to see anyone else in the pack get hurt, including her. It's my responsibility to protect everyone. And now, I have to find a way to protect someone who can't protect herself. What am I going to do, Mom?
Trinity had heard enough. She snuck back down to Reese's room and knocked loudly. Reese, I need to talk to you. Reese threw open his mother's door and peeked out.
What?
His tone was so different from how he'd spoken to his mother. Trinity was tempted to call him a mama's boy, but that wasn't fair. His mother was a sore spot for him, and she wasn't completely heartless.
What do you need, little bunny?
She pushed down her irritation at the nickname. Well, I have a bit of bad news.
Fine. Come in.
Reese pushed past Trinity and into his room. She had never been inside, and she stood outside the door for a moment.
Are you coming or not?
Reese growled from inside before he heard Trinity take a breath and follow him in. Reese's room was very similar to Trinity's, with a bed and lounge area. However, his color scheme was a dark green and accents of dark wood, and his furniture was deeply masculine. Reese sat on one side of the sofa with his arms flung across the back.
Sit.
Trinity looked around for a chair or another piece of furniture.
Are you too good for the couch?
No, I just didn't think you wanted me to sit with you.
You need to get over this aversion.
Reese snapped, as if he hadn't taken every opportunity to push her away.
We're going to be in other packs. They must think we are mated.
Trinity sat on the sofa, as far from Reese as possible.
So, what's the problem?
Reese got straight to the point. Heather's on her way to the pack hospital. She isn't due for almost a month, but she thinks she's going into labor early.
Do they know what's happening?
Reese's voice was filled with concern. He cared about Vincent. Vincent didn't have any information yet.
Where is he now?
I ordered him to go. Trinity saw the surprise on Reese's face. He needs to be with his mate at a time like this.
That was a wise decision.
You say that like I'm incapable of being wise.
No, it's just that you've made unwise decisions in the past.
Yeah, I'm looking at one, she taunted. Reese growled at that. He did not consider himself to be an unwise choice because he knew he didn't have a choice. Mates were chosen by the goddess herself. You growl so much. Anyone ever calls you Cujo? Trinity glared at him.
Why do you insist on calling me the names of different fictional dogs?
Why do you insist on calling me Little Bunny?
It's amusing.
Right back at you, Scooby-Doo. If Reese wanted to use his nickname for her, Trinity could keep coming up with nicknames for him.
What was that one for?
Well, I could say it's because all these questions make you sound like a detective, but the real answer is because I wanted to rhyme. Reese had never laughed in front of Trinity before, and it startled her. She couldn't help it. She laughed too.
Her laugh was cute, almost like bells. When Reese heard it, he felt like he was listening to soft, sweet, happy music. His wolf stood at attention, but he was a good boy and just sniffed the air. Reese settled himself with a deep breath before continuing the conversation. So, we need to find a replacement for Vincent, and fast. While their first pack visit was only an hour and a half away, they were running out of time. They were expected to be there soon. Reese had given everyone he trusted the weekend off, relying on Vincent to act as Trinity's guard.
So what, we reschedule? Trinity dreaded the idea of a night away alone with Reese.
We can't. We have to go.
I understand. Trinity may have understood, but she clearly didn't accept it. Reese grabbed his bag and left the room, forcing Trinity to hurry to keep up with him. He marched down the hall and downstairs, grabbing Trinity's bag as he stormed out of the door. Trinity didn't realize until they were outside that she didn't know which car they were taking. She had assumed Reese would choose one of the roomier, more comfortable SUVs. Instead, he came to stop in front of a brand new Portofino M.
Maybe I want to show off a bit. Why not? Besides, Trinity might like it. Reese threw his bags in the trunk, opened Trinity's door, and hopped in the driver's seat before she had a chance to catch up. Get in. Reese tried to soften his voice. The look on Trinity's face was one of pure shock. The car probably took her breath away. Reese started the car and revved the engine a few times before speeding down the driveway and out the gate.
Ugh, Trinity scoffed.
Something wrong?
You men are all the same.
Trinity made no sense to Reese. What's that supposed to mean?
Could you be more predictable with this ridiculous death trap of yours? Seriously. Men and their toys.
So you don't like the car? That was a first. All the women who had seen it before Trinity had completely adored it.
It's too much. That threw Reese for a loop. I would much rather have a car that sticks out less.
You're not like other people, are you?
You still haven't figured that out yet, Marmaduke? Trinity really had no shortage of stupid dog names.
I'm still learning. And not like the men you know.
No, you aren't. My cousins and uncle were all very nice to me. Trinity looked out the window. Unless I compare you to my grandfather.
This hurt Reese. Both to be compared to her cruel grandfather and to know that someone so close to her had treated her so badly for so long. You'll see. I'm one of a kind. I'm the alpha after all. Reese joked. He wanted the rest of the drive to be pleasant.
Yeah, which means you're more conceited.
There was that laugh again. Reese could get used to that. No, just more confident, he countered. Oddly enough, the conversation continued easily until they arrived at their destination, Reese's cousin Riley's estate, the Azure River Pack Alpha House.
Don't let your excitement die! The full audio series is on the Pocket FM app. Tap the link in the description to install now.